Hello everybody, Mannix here. It is time for a quick little EDC update video. In fact, this is the first EDC update video I've ever done, so I guess technically it's not an update video, it's just an EDC video. The introduction. In my right pocket, I always have a knife on me. Pretty much all the time, as long as I'm legally allowed to do so. Although I rotate through a lot of different knives, if I had to pick any one knife for the rest of my life, a general purpose, good enough, light enough, strong enough, good at everything, probably pick something like this, the Cold Steel Recon 1, although this is almost tied up with maybe one or two other knives. This is easily one of my favorite knives of all time. It's extremely strong, it's nice and slim, it's not super heavy, it's fast enough. We have an S35N blade steel, we have a DLC coating on there, it carries very nicely, it's very comfortable, it's large, not too huge or too clunky or too cumbersome, but it's not really small either. It's a very, very great overall folder. It's absolutely outstanding. I love the way it looks. Love Tanto blades. I love everything about this knife. Again, it's not the only knife I carry. I carry around many, many other knives, but if I had to just pick one, it would be something just like this. So in my right pocket, I have this guy. By the way, the type of pants I wear are usually always cargo pants. If I'm wearing sweatpants, that's for another video. But generally speaking, I got this, or something like this anyway, in my right pocket. In my left pocket are the keys. I have this clipped to one of the belt loops, whether I'm wearing a belt or not, and then I have this sitting inside of my pocket. And on my keys, I have a key for my car, and then I have the fob for the car right here. Flashlight, favorite keychain flashlight I've ever had. It's almost out of batteries. I've been using it for maybe almost 2 years now, so I do have to get the batteries swapped out, but extremely, extremely handy. It's just a low and a high setting right there. I just like how there's two modes on it. You just twist it to turn it on. It's great. Very, very handy. Very bright for such a small little light. Nail clippers. Cheap Walmart or Walgreens nail clippers. Who knows where I got these things, but sometimes I'm out and about and I realize my nails are too long and I gotta clip them. I know it's like a weird OCD thing. When my nails feel too long. Fingernails. I've never cut my toenails in public, but fingernails, sometimes I got tired of having days where I'm at work and my nails feel like they're too long, and I keep these on my keys. Speaking of which, pipe tamper for tobacco pipes. Yes, you ever seen one of these before? Back in the day when I first got into pipes, I want to say that was back in 2014 or so, I must have went through 5 or 6, 7 of these things. They're dirt cheap, but I would lose them all the time. And ever since I started clipping them to my keychain, my keys, I never lost them again. So whenever I smoke a pipe, which is very occasional, on average it's maybe once a month or so, depending on the weather, I use this to tamp the tobacco, clean it out, etc. If you're not into tobacco pipes, you probably have no clue what this is, but that's part of the EDC. That little skull, just for some bling bling, it has no function to it other than being badass. I really think it's cool. These come with the Blair's hot sauces. Every time I buy a Blair's hot sauce, they come with a little skull keychain. This is just one of the many ones I own. I just keep it on there because it's cool. Weighs almost nothing. I think it's made of like rubber or something. It's a very, very dense rubber. It's like plastic, but unnecessary, but I like it. But of course, we all want to see is the knife on my keys. This happens to be a Kershaw Cinder, which is given to me by one of my closest friends a long time ago. And these things are dirt cheap. I think they're less than like 15 bucks you can find them for. I have a handful of different keychain knives, and although this is not the strongest one, the strongest one's probably my Recon 1 Micro, I tend to carry this one normally all the time because it's very easy to close it with one hand. You can open and close it very easily, simply with one hand. I really like that because the liner in there, it's a liner lock, is completely exposed, so it's very easy to disengage that. That's the first reason. And the second reason is because it's got a little bottle opener on there. Occasionally when I'm out and about and I have a drink and I can't twist it off, this comes in handy. Not that often. I mean, bottle openers are extremely hilarious because they're on everything, and almost none of us ever use them, but you don't really lose anything by having it on there, so whatever. It's a really, really sweet keychain knife. And again, I love how cheap these things are. I'm gonna get me like 3 or 4 of these things, give them to people. Bottle opener / knife. Again, I really like how that thumb stud is completely exposed. It's very easy to deploy this knife, even for being this tiny. That's what I really like. It's very easy to deploy it. It's very easy to disengage and put it away. I like how you have a lot to grip on here. 3 whole fingers get a nice grip on here. It's a very tiny little blade, but you can get a full ass grip on here for being so small. It's a very ingenious design. And of course, we got a nice little stonewash finish on there. So very, very handy knife to have. So I got the flashlight and the knife right there on my keys, and then some other weird miscellaneous things. That's always on my left pocket. Part of EDC is always a GShock. I never ever go out without these things. Again, for the last maybe, I don't know, 9 years I've been wearing a GShock. I just love these watches. I've cycled through maybe 4 of them. Eventually the battery goes out on one of them after 2 or 3 years. I open it up and then I try to put it back together, and then moisture somehow gets in there and it gets ruined. I have to get another one. Sometimes I just give away an old one because I feel like getting a new one after a few years. There's always something that happens to my old GShocks, but this is the current one. I forget the model offhand, but it's orange and I love orange. Pairs up really nice and well with that Recon one right there. Now, sometimes I also carry a flashlight, not always, because this flashlight is good enough, and my phone, which I can't show you because I'm using it to record right now, which happens to be a Google Pixel 6a, also has a flashlight on it. So I don't really care that much for carrying a dedicated flashlight. As much as I love these things, and as much as I love watches, they're not quite as necessary for EDC anymore, as you both know, because again, our phones, which all of us have and all of us carry, or 99.9% of us anyway, have both of those things on them. So flashlights, unfortunately, are not as useful. Don't get me wrong, they still are, because they have a lot more throw than phone flashlights do. That's one advantage, but generally speaking, they're just not as necessary. But because this iProtec is so cheap, I think these are like, again, like 14 bucks or so. Damn, dirt cheap, and it's a great light. I just have it clipped to my pocket just like that with the little pocket clip right there on the left next to the keys. But sometimes it gets a little annoying because when I pull the keys out, I accidentally slide the flashlight out and then it falls somewhere. I haven't figured out a better way to carry it yet. Maybe I'll just put it next to where my knife is or something. I don't know, but I don't always carry this. But occasionally, if for whatever reason, maybe I'm in a sketchy area or a really dark area or out in the woods or something, can't hurt to have an extra flashlight on you. So now I got 3. Boom, boom, and then boom, and the camera right there. And finally, the wallet, of course. This always sits in my right back pocket in my cargo pants, and then I have this little chain I put on there that I hook in my right belt loop. This wallet, I can't remember who makes it, but it's another dirt cheap item of mine. I want to say this is maybe like 10 bucks or something. I got it on eBay a couple of years ago. One of the best wallets ever. I like how we have a button right here. I guess there's 2 spots if you want to choose which one you want to put it on. I don't really know why there's 2, but whatever. So it closes it shut. We got 2 zippers right here. It's very secure. We have like a bazillion pockets in here. I took out all of my cards and IDs just for the sake of the video, but ID normally goes in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 slots right here. There's a little item in there I'm going to show you in just a moment. So 4 right here. We have a side pocket right here for other items. So it's 5. Let's count them all together. There's another one right here. 6, 7. Technically this one also counts. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which got some items in there, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then technically we have 2 more right here because there's an SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. I've never used them in my wallet, but it can't hurt to put them in here because those things get lost very easily. We have another pocket right here. We have another one right here, and then another where this zipper is. And if that wasn't enough, we have 1 here, we have 1 here, and then we have 1 here. So what is that, 24, 23? I'll have to rewatch the video to reference it, but almost 25 pockets on this thing. Damn, that is a lot, and I find them extremely useful, but I keep change usually where this zipper is, where I have the chain attached. It didn't come with the chain, I attached it myself, and then the chain came with a smaller hook than this, and I got this at Lowe's and just threw it on there. I wanted an oversized chain because it's just handy, it looks cool, and it's also functional. It's harder for people to steal a wallet on you when you got a chain hooked to you. And the one EDC item we currently have in the wallet is this cheap-ass Ian Sinclair Card Sharp 2. It's a credit card knife, so it's pretty much the exact same girth of a credit card, but it's a knife. I do have a video on this guy. It folds out just like that. Really cool, actually. I think it's really neat. It's very cheap. It's not very stable. It's not a good knife. No. But for being a credit card sized folding knife, it's actually pretty badass. I do like having it. What an awesome excuse to have yet another knife on you. Isn't that awesome? That's usually my EDC. It's not exactly that heavy. I don't currently carry a multi-tool, although I have a few of them. I should probably start carrying one. I know those will come in handy. But yeah, it's usually just 1 knife, and then I got the separate knife, or the backup knife inside of my wallet, and then I got my keys, which also has another knife, a flashlight, and then occasionally I carry a dedicated flashlight. And then I have my phone, which is right here, filming right now, and I keep that in my left Velcro pocket. It's like below the main left pocket. If you've seen cargo pants, or if you have any of your own, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's usually a slot that could be for cigarettes or something, but my phone slips right in there, and then sometimes there's a Velcro pouch I'll put in there as well. So generally, that's my EDC. I don't currently carry a gun because my concealed carry license did not come in yet, but I applied for it, and if all is hunky-dory, I should be getting that soon, and you will see guns being carried on me as well. I am excited to make that EDC update video. But just for an introduction, this is generally what I carry. Just one main knife. I got my backup knife on my keys, a backup knife in my wallet, so technically I got 3 blades. Occasionally I'll have a neck knife on me if it's really cold out, I'm out and about and I have a coat on, but if I'm at work or something, I don't think I'm allowed to carry those anyway, so I don't bother, but I already have 3 blades. Do I need 4? Yes, I do. That's my EDC. Let us know, or let me know, rather, it's a one-man show right here. Let me know what your EDC generally is. What do you carry? Please let me know in the comments. It's always very interesting to read through that, and maybe I'll learn a thing or two from you. Thank you so much for watching. Manix out.